Oh, and this is how we get down. Good morning to everybody out there in the Coach and Company universe. It is 10 o'clock in the East. It is 7 o'clock out here in the West. We are live every single day on Stadium, Valley Sports Live, Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. We don't care where you find us. We just care that you find us. If you want to be completely interactive and you want to be in the chat, I encourage you, subscribe to our YouTube page and just chat away. Kimberly will take care of you once you get into the chat. And there's a lot of fun little extra things that we do from time to time that you can do if you are in the chat, such as I told you last night that there was no way the Packers should have been favored. I was right. And I said, if they don't win by more than 4, I will give out a free piece of merch. So quickly, here's our recap screen from last night. Now, it's 3 and 5 from the morning show, but if you watch the Monday Night Grind with your boy, I went 3 and 0 last night. Devontae Smith cashed it. Saquon Barkley got him. Saquon Barkley again got him. So you got to watch all the shows and all the best bets. But I also said if they don't win by at least 4, I would give out a piece of Coach and Company merchandise. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I want you to write Eagles into the chat. And everybody that does that with the hashtag at the end of the show, we will do the Wheel of Doom for this show. And we will very quickly send out a piece of merch. All we ask is that you take a picture and send it in. Our schedule, always busy at BTT Studios. If you missed any of our content yesterday, you can always catch it on demand. Also, we have the podcast at 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time. We've got Off the Ropes on Sirius XM, channel 156 from 2 to 4. And then Coach and Bro is a really good show yesterday. If you missed it, me and Vince correctly predicted exactly how Monday Night Raw would kick off, down to the promo. It was hilarious. If you haven't seen it on our social media, I encourage you to go and see that as well. All right, housekeeping over. Sometimes on days like today, I need a little pick-me-up. I need some energy because when you do this 7 days a week, sometimes it can get you down. But I got my crew on Tuesday, and they are fired up, and they are – I can hear them. Oh, yeah, getting a little impatient. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, on a Tuesday. Let's beat those damn books. Let's go. All right. Our numbers guy, Rafael Esparza, he'll be in the chat. Nate G, it's not hashtag Iglesias. We're not going to put you on the Wheel of Doom for hashtag Iglesias. Good try. It's EAGLES. Let's go first. Speaking of writing and spelling, our resident college student, we love him so much, Peyton Lodge, King Lettuce. I come to you first this morning, sir, because last night I could hear you yelling all the way out here on the West Coast from the Dallas-Fort Worth area when you, sir, catch the first touchdown of the game. I believe it was in the fourth quarter, maybe. Like it was end of the third, start of the fourth. Devontae Smith, and then you're kicking it all night in the Legends Lounge. Congratulations. What was it like to watch that play live and in person?
I guess the Legends Lounge was actually inside American Airlines Center, kind of in the back. I'd go in there because, that's where I was last night. American Airlines Center watching Giannis dunk all over Cooper Flag. But, Coach, I don't really have time to actually go into the lounge, hang out, and do all that stuff. I'm too busy out here just, like, schooling kids in Fort Worth at TCU. Producer man, can you please roll this?
It's Lodge on the handoff. Guarded one-on-one at the top of the key. Lodge, crossover, loses the handle, recollects it, and puts it up. It's good! Peyton Lodge with a deep three.
Yeah, John, this is just big-time players making big-time plays. The defender is right in his face. He loses the handle and just puts it up and in.
Rebound goes right to Gray. Gray flips out to Lodge, who's off balance, catches and fires. Bang! Peyton Lodge, back-to-back threes in the Schollmeyer.
I mean, I'm just not sure how you guard this, John. Hand in the face, no hesitation from the kid, and knocks down another. You can't guard it. You just hope he misses.
Big-time players make big-time plays. Soupy, what is going on?
Wow. That commentary, man. Put him on SportsCenter right now.
He may be better than people.
You come.
Oh, my goodness. That was in the actual arena we're the college team, and you're not part of the top 12.
You know what? Grant Hill was watching courtside, so every time I made a three, point over. That was for
Hall
you,
of Famer Grant Hill was watching you right there.
Hill. It was a TNT game, so he was doing the game at midcourt. I was very very happy.
You two slackers up top right there. He's down there getting in the lounge, schooling kids in front of a Hall of Famer. What did you do, Mikey, last night? I ask you. While he's out there working for the brand, what did you do, Mikey P?
He's working for his brand. I'm working for the Coach and Company brand 24/7. And I've been in the lounge more than once, so I don't need to celebrate. I just arrive.
Wow, interesting. All right. Soupy, you have been in the lounge also. So you all three of you have been in the lounge this year?
Yes.
I guess I'm the only one. At least producer, but no, he was the first one in. Damn, I feel like I'm on my own little island out here. All right, we got to get into it because, gentlemen, I got to tell you, I can't be the only one going 3-0 on a Monday. I can't be the only one. And I cashed way over. I mean, I cashed Saquon by 3 yards, Devontae by 10. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? If I have to step in and make plays, I will. But I'm going to give you guys one more chance. So I asked somebody who wants, thank you, Soupy, best bets, last day, go.
Let's start with some action tonight. I'm taking Akron -5.5. They have 17 turnovers, 6 of them in the red zone, going against Kent State, whose 2 conference wins are against UMass and against Bowling Green, who both have 1 win in between them. Kent State has scored 20 points or less in 6 of the last 9 games. I think Akron rolls. Let's go with Maple Leafs Bruins on the ice over 6.5. Both teams are scoring 3.5 goals per game, but they're allowing 3.5 goals per game. And in their last matchup just a couple days ago, we saw 8 goals. I see more goals again tonight. And then I'm going with the Canadians on the money line. Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield are finally getting support. They made the playoffs last year. I think they're a playoff team again this year. Jakub Dobiš, one of the best goalies in the league. Kings, they cannot score, just scoring 2.75 goals per game. I think the Canadians roll.
I have been very selective on my overs in hockey and have not been hitting. And then the other plays that we don't play are hitting. That's how I feel right now the show is going. So you have 2 plays tonight. Last night we had the Jersey Devils and the Islanders over 6. That got to 4. You know when you cherry pick sometimes, Subi, it gets difficult because you're like, which game do I play? That's how I feel right now with my hockey plays.
It happens, but you got to keep rolling.
You got to keep grinding, baby. Got to keep grinding. By the way, Big Cheesy, I see you taking a stray at me. Coach is on a 5-4 heater. Stay on fire. Hey, I'll take it. 3-0 last night. By the way, Kimberly's bragging about something called the Saloon from Weekday Wagers. Does anybody even know what that means? Anyone?
I believe the Saloon shoot is the 1,000 plus. I think that's what they call it. I think, right? 1,000.
So their saloon is kind of like our Legends Lounge.
I think so, but if I'm wrong, I'm gonna get a call from Mark after this. So
yeah, we don't want that. All right, we'll leave that saloon alone, even though Kimberly apparently has been in twice. All right, Mikey P. I don't know why you're shaking it. I honestly don't know what the saloon is. I'm not throwing shade at all. Mikey, you're up, big dog.
Well, in honor of Maction, I don't have synergy with Soupy, but I do have a Maction play. Give me Ohio on the money line. They didn't fail us last week, so we're going right back to the well. We're going right back to the well with Ohio tonight, taking on Western Michigan. They've won 3 in a row there in Ohio, and this game is basically win and get into the MAC championship game, so I like the Bobcats to get it done. And then give me the Denver Nuggets -8.5. I don't know if you guys know this, but Nikola Jokic is one of the best players in the league. 6 games, 9 or in 6 of his 9 games, he's had triple doubles. I think he and the Nuggets roll over the Warriors tonight. And then give me the Neemias Queta. Yes, Neemias Queta of the Boston Celtics over 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Coach, very quickly on this number, the points and rebounds is set at 16.5. So take this 17.5 and give yourself another category to possibly contribute. It's just 1 point or 1 number.
Okay. Celtics playing the Sixers. We got them in the NBA showcase today. Yeah. Nikola Jokic, from what I've heard, he is a very good player. All right, young Peyton, Big Cheesy thinks I'm jealous of your jumper. Couldn't be anything farther from the truth. It's just greatness, respecting greatness. You know what I mean? It's not two words. All right, young Peyton, you're up, sir. What do we got?
I'm taking the over in Utah tonight. Jazz host the Pacers. The overs come in 3 out of 4 in Utah. And these games at the Delta Center have averaged 253 points per game. 253. And go ahead and take a look at Utah's starting lineup real quick. Lauri Markkanen, Svi Mykhailiuk, Jusuf Nurkic, and Keontae George. The rookie Ace Bailey started last night. If you think any of those 5 guys provide defense, you don't want basketball. The letter D isn't even in any of their names. Take the over 230.5 in Utah tonight. And Anaheim Ducks goal. We've heard that about 5 times a game their last 10 games. Yeah, you heard that right. The Ducks have averaged 5 goals their last 10 games. They've won 9 of their last 10. They're plus 185 on the money line tonight, which is definitely worth a sprinkle, but I'm taking them to cover the puck line at plus 1.5 on the road in Colorado. But, Coach, this is a Ducks team that just extended their winning streak from 6 to 7.
By the way, did anybody watch the game that the president was on commentary the other day?
Yes,
Right?
Vilma.
And I was like, Vilma, he doesn't get it. Vilma did a 6-7 joke 3 times with Donald Trump. And Donald Trump completely oblivious. It was hilarious. I was like, Vilma, you're trying really hard. And by the 3rd time, I was like, stop. Please, somebody stop him with the 6-7 joke. But that was awesome right there. That was awesome. By the way, the Jazz complete over team at home. They can't score on the road, but away from home, they're amazing. I can't believe Anna. We're gonna have to hit up your dad. He's got access to the luxury box there at the pond. The pond is right across from the Big A guys. You guys wouldn't know. You're on the East Coast. But I never hit him up for it. He's got access to it. We never go because they've always sucked. Now they got a good squad, but now we got to go. All right, quickly. Dog of the day. If we had to, here are our selections. We got Maction tonight. We absolutely love premium pop-up at 7:30. So Kent State against Akron. Kentucky on the hardwood, and then the Warriors. Mikey P, if you had to, which dog would get it done in your mind?
Well, I've been on the receiving end of one coach getting me right verbally. So I look at Kent State, and if you're Mark Carney and you look at social media, well, then I'm taking Kent State all the way.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, at our first break, you don't want to miss. We're going to be running our first What Are We Doing? And then we'll have it up on TikTok at 11 a.m. Eastern time for everybody else. Soupy, where would you go if you had to?
I'll always take a in-state battle. Give me Kentucky going over Louisville.
Early season hoops. Young Peyton, it looks like you could play for Kentucky right now. Where are you going?
They need a shooter, that's for sure. But they have Otega Owe on their team once again, who was there last season. As long as he's on the roster and healthy, I'm taking Kentucky.
All right, so we've got a Kentucky. We've got a Kent State. Mark Carney, you guys want to see this. What are we doing? He made some of the biggest monumental mistakes last week that I've ever seen in the history of college football. I've never seen a coach, not even Dan Campbell, on 4th and 8 from the 11, down 7 in the 3rd quarter. Go for it. Never. He did. But don't worry about it. They had 4th and 1 from their own 35 with 3 minutes to go, up 3. You punt it away. Let your defense hold. Nope. Let's go for it. Bad snap in field goal range without running a play. What are we doing? That's the whole point of the segment. So still to come on the other side, we've got Sound Off. We got Fantasy Forecast coming at the bottom. We look forward to Week 11. Some big-time matchups coming up this week in the NFL. And then every single night, national games in the NBA. We break down 2 more. Celtics and the Sixers and the Nuggets and the Kings. Just getting started. Coach and Company, Stadium, Bally Sports Live, and it's a vibe. Roll. What are we doing?
What are we doing? What's good? Heel Coach here. Welcome into What Are We Doing? Today's champion, winner number 1. We go to Kent State. Football coach Mark Carney. Now, it all started off great last week. The video, the high fives, the hugs, interim, gone, full-time, in. But then the game happened. 3rd quarter, 10-3, 4th and 8 inside the 15. Kick the field goal, touchdown wins the game. Wait, you're going to do what? You're going to channel your inner Dan Campbell and go for it? Why would you do that? Problem, nobody open, but I'll let it slide. They scored 10 straight, 13-10 as we go to the fourth quarter. The defense, solid. 0 Ball State points in the second half. 3 minutes to go. 4th and 1. You punt it. Make them go the distance against a defense that hadn't allowed squat. But Mark Carney says, not going to do that. I want the rock to end the game. I want to show what my offensive line can do. Problem is, bad snap. Stopped at the 35. Now, inside field goal range without running a play. But it's okay. That defense rises up. Forces a 4th down. 2-minute warning. All the time in the world to make sure everybody is guarded. Except they forgot to guard the biggest guy on the field who catches passes. Into the end zone. No question that. But it's okay. I still got 1:50 plus. I got 3 timeouts in my back pocket. All good. But then they acted like it was the start of the game. Dump it here. Dump it there. Tick, 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 tick. I got timeouts, but we're not using them. We're still outside the 35. Less than 25 seconds to go in the game. 4th down. Problem, they don't convert. Ball game's over. Oh, wait. What's that in my back pocket? Timeouts? We don't even use all of them? This was as bad a clock management game and a decision management game as I've ever seen. I feel bad for the players. They did everything they could. Their head coach, not so much. But at least he won something right here. Mark Carney, congratulations. You win at Coaching Company.
What are we doing? Welcome back, everybody, to Coaching Company here on Stadium and Bally Sports Live on a Tuesday, and it's never too early. Coming up in about 10 minutes or so, 12 minutes, we start to look ahead. Week 11, some big-time matchups in the National Football League. Fantasy, also a big deal. That's coming up in about 3.5 minutes. But at this time, every single week, they are the gifts that just keep on giving, and it's these microphones. It's time to sound off.
How would you assess Aaron's performance tonight? How would you? Next.
Still close to the Heat bench. Oh my goodness.
Todd just ripped it away from where? Oh my goodness, that's embarrassing.
They were playing 4-on-5.
Khalil Ware is listed at 7 feet tall, and he just got absolutely emasculated by Todd Knipple.
See it. Oh, hold on, brother. That's too high. Remember, face down. Ass up. That's the way I like to block.
55, Dicker. Doinker.
Dicker Doinker.
I wasn't sitting on that, it just came to me. Sorry. Those uprights are about as wide as a dollar bill.
To see the most number of tush pushes from the Eagles tonight.
I'm predicting more than 5. Yeah, I'm predicting more than 5 tush pushes just to get on Green Bay's nerves.
That's right. Just to
get on Green Bay's nerves.
Yeah. That's what they're going to do. So 5.
Sirianni's the kind of coach that would do something like that.
100%. Eagles.
He built like that. He built like that.
So I think we're going to see a lot of tush pushes, but you and I think the Packers are going to win.
Yeah, I think I got the Packers tonight.
And then the NFC North gets real interesting.
A lot of tush pushes tonight.
Any short yardage situation, we'll be looking at.
Fundamentally sound. This team is DTF, Jim. Patriots details toughness, and they finish.
Well, this was our moments a few moments ago, but during that timeout, we thought we had a field goal competition going on, but my man says, no, I think I'd rather propose to my lady. And this went down, and the best part of this whole thing is at the tail end of it, watch who decides to come in and say congratulations.
Coach, Indiana has never won here at Beaver Stadium. How does that change today?
This team's never played here.
This team has never played here, and this team is special. But you said your antenna is up when it comes to Penn State. What concerns you?
Nothing concerns. The time being concerned's over. It's time to attack and play.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown! Wow! Oh my Coachman! Unbelievable! Did he get his foot down? Control. Oh my goodness! Oh, no way! Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness. Mikey P, you've outdone yourself. Dinker or doinker from my guy, Mike Tirico. Oh, Raphael Cap for sure. Oh, and good thing Tony Romo is too old to realize what he actually said right there. Oh my God, that was funny. Oh my God. That'd be something that Raphael would say and have no clue. Butt whooping. Just, oh my God.
And Jim Nantz is sitting there going, yeah, Tony, I think they're DTF.
Oh, that was amazing. If you guys missed any of that, we'll have it posted on social media at our coaching company account later today. All right. There are some people out there that don't like straight betting. It's okay. They don't like spreads and money lines. Maybe they just like to do fantasy. I got some of the best fantasy minds in the business at my disposal. So every single Tuesday, we have our little fantasy forecast. Okay, this is where my guys tell you who to play or to fade, who to play or to sit. We piggyback all the way down. Mike, you start. Soupy, you bring us home. Mikey, who are you focused on first today?
I'm going back to a guy I mentioned earlier this season, Tez Johnson of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin. He is making his presence felt. Now, Mecca Egbuka, Kate Otten led the Buccaneers in targets, but Tez Johnson, 4 receptions, 2 of them went for touchdowns. Baker Mayfield's got his guy, and it's Tez Johnson.
Yeah, go pick up Rams tight end Colby Parkinson for week 11. Little by little, week by week, Stafford's starting to trust Parkinson more and more. 3 catches in London in week 7, 2 against the Saints in week 9, and Sunday up in San Francisco. He threw to him 5 times, 4 catches, and he got in the end zone. I'm thinking Colby Parkinson has earned the trust of Matthew Stafford, and Parkinson is set to have a big game against his former team, the Seattle Seahawks, this Sunday. So go pick up Colby Parkinson for week 11.
I'm looking at Travion Henderson. I'm so excited I muted myself because he finally had the breakout week we have been hoping to see all season. 147 yards, 10.5 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns with Ramondre Stevenson out. He might come back this week, but I think Henderson is still going to get the bulk of the carries. And the Patriots, they have the easiest schedule for fantasy running backs for the rest of the season, including the Giants and Bengals, who are bottom 3 in fantasy points allowed. It is now time for Travion Henderson to do his thing.
By the way, apparently Joe Burrows is back to practice in that game with the Bengals, but he has already been ruled out this week, so you can't play Joe Burrows even though he is back at practice. All right, I love those first 3. How about my next 3? Mikey, where are you headed?
You guys need to fade Kenneth Walker III right now. The man has not scored a touchdown since week 3 on the ground. The Seahawks are using him and Zach Charbonnet in an equal split carry. But also, I forgot it's week 11, which means we've got at least 4 more weeks of Sam Darnold cosplaying as Peyton Manning. So the Seahawks will continue to pass the ball all over the place. They take on the Rams this week, and the Rams have allowed just 1 rushing touchdown this season. Fade Kenneth Walker this week.
If your quarterback is on a bye week or you just simply need more production from the QB position, then go pick up my boy Davis Mills next week. CJ Stroud is still in concussion protocol. Remember, he was in concussion protocol his rookie year and missed 2 games. So they're going to be really careful not to rush Stroud back, especially with a 4-5 record. So the backup plan is Davis Mills, who led the Texans to a 36-29 win over Jacksonville on Sunday. Mills threw for 292 yards and 2 touchdowns in the air. He also had a 14-yard touchdown run to give the Texans the lead with 30 seconds left in the game. Over 27 fantasy points in week 10. And you know who he plays next week? the Tennessee Titans. So go get yourself Davis Mills.
Who would have thought that this year it'd be the late round running backs that are getting all the fantasy love? I'm talking about Woody Marks. 4th straight game with double-digit carries. He had 81 yards from scrimmage and a touchdown, a solid outing. I think he's now going to take over that running back spot. Nick Chubb has not done well. It's been a disaster up until now with Marks. Now he is going to be a good running back too. I don't think you need to replace any of your top running backs, but I think he's a good running back too, or a flex guy for the rest of the season.
You just pointed it out. It's been an unbelievably difficult year to figure out who's going to be the guy for a lot of teams. I did not have Davis Mills on our bingo card for week 11 in our fantasy forecast. I'll be honest with you there. Speaking of quarterbacks, though, last night, this is why I think so many people are so frustrated, because you almost, when you're betting, you want to have it be a fair fight. When it's 0-0 at halftime, that's not a fair fight. When you got 10 yards passing, that's not a fair fight. So, Mikey, what do we do with Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love from a fantasy perspective? Because last night I heard owners crying from sea to shining sea.
I have said all season you can't trust Jordan Love. That doesn't mean don't play him. That just means you can't trust him. I think that's being fair, especially in the fantasy world. With Jalen Hurts, I think the expectations have already been set by week 5. He's not going to get you 200 or more passing yards, but what he might get you is 2 rushing touchdowns, at least 2 passing touchdowns. So Jalen Hurts should always be in your lineup. Jordan Love, it's proceed with caution for me.
Do you agree with that, Peyton?
Yeah, when Jalen Hurts does not get in the end zone for you from a running standpoint, it's going to be a rough game for you as a fantasy manager, because he only threw for 1 passing touchdown. He's probably not going to throw for 2 or more in a game. He's more of a running guy, and especially the fact that he fumbled the ball last night, which is minus 2 points on your fantasy team. So definitely not a great game last night if you got Jalen Hurts on your fantasy squad.
Yeah, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, #Eagles, if you want to get on the Wheel of Doom for the end of the show, I'm giving away a piece of merchandise because the Eagles did not win by at least 4 last night. I had a coach's challenge, something new that we're doing here. I did not agree with Zeno. You would have loved that, Peyton. Severely disagreed with Zeno, and look who was right. And somebody still gets a piece of merch. Doesn't that make us feel good? Zeno's watching somewhere. Come on. We're just throwing jokes out there. Speaking of jokes, Soupy, you're catching strays right now from the chat. Our man Big Cheesy says, Henderson, isn't that guy owned in every league, Soupy?
I think a lot of people probably dropped him after the early part of the season where he was not getting the touches. But with Stevenson's out, he shined, and I think he's going to start getting more of the carries as the season goes along.
What about Drake May? How do we feel about him as a quarterback? Is he owned in a lot of leagues right now? Anybody can answer.
He's 100% owned in all the leagues right now, and he's looking like a fantasy superstar. I think he's probably QB3 right now, and he's looking like an MVP candidate. What a surprising year from May.
Wow, look at my man, Soupy. Mikey, what are your thoughts on Drake May?
I love him, except I have a love-hate relation. I'm very hot and cold, and so I made the dumb mistake to trade Drake May for Sam Darnold. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're going to have a good 15 weeks. So in fantasy,
only when it matters.
He's not going to play in the playoffs. You don't play fantasy in January. You're going to be good. You're good. Don't even worry about it. You're good. All right. Good job, guys, on the fantasy look ahead. But now we got to talk about games coming up on the other side. We have some gigantic, and I mean gigantic, matchups this week. The Broncos have a big lead over the Chiefs. However, they play them twice, including this week. The Lions, big win last week. Who do they got this week? How about the Eagles in prime time? We're going to have to do nighttime shows almost every single day just to give you guys the content that you deserve. And we're willing to do it. And we'll do it on the other side. Also, we've got 2 big games we're showcasing tonight in the NBA. We love doing it. We never take a day off. This is Coach and Company on Stadium and Bally Sports Live. Okay, boys, the gift that keeps on giving also is one Brian Kelly. More news coming out of the fact that LSU offered him 2 different buyouts. He says, no, I'll take every last dime. Well, now, Mikey, LSU's coming out and say he hasn't even been formally fired yet. He's not even terminated. And now they're trying to say he's going to get fired with cause. Didn't hear this 2 weeks ago. Your thoughts on this situation getting more and more muddy?
Well, I think you're officially fired when your key card stops working. But, Coach, I heard the with cause part, and all I can do is throw back to the greatest show of all time, The Office. As Michael Scott once said, can I fire him with cause? It is because I hate him. That's how I feel about Brian Kelly. He's gone. Let's get him out. I don't care what we have to pay him. Just get him out of here.
It's very petty, young Peyton, when they fire somebody to do the every 2 weeks thing. But that's what they were trying to do, is they don't want to pay him till 2031, hoping he would take the lump sum of 23 or 24 million. Brian Kelly's like, I'm young. I'll take that every 2 weeks. Your thoughts?
Yeah, but why would Brian Kelly take a penny less than the $54 million he's owed? They fired him, and now they want him to take a discounted type of buyout. There's a better chance of LSU making the college football playoff than that happening. I mean, there's no way he does that.
It's idiotic, Soupy. He's still a young guy, compared to living life.
Yeah, compared. I think maybe it was that Southern draw that he gave LSU that was like, oh, maybe you should give it $54 million buyout. You have the money, LSU. So just give him the money. It was your mistake to put that in his contract. Now you got to live with the consequences. Pay the man, move on. You're having trouble even finding someone to hire a new head coach. Just erase one of your problems now and pay him.
When you have a job that pays north of $5 million and it's hard to get somebody to take it, that's a disaster waiting to happen. Not all money is good money. And right now, Brian Kelly's like, I don't need to coach again. You're going to keep paying those big old fat checks for the next 6 years. Keep them coming, boys. Just keep them coming. Fired for cause. Stop it. We're back in 5 seconds. Welcome back, everybody, to Coach and Company. We are past the bottom of the hour. If you're watching us live in the East, it is 10:32. Out West, it is 7:32. Do not forget, it is always a full day of content coming out of BTT Studios. You want to join us for the podcast to support the morning show around 11:15 a.m. Eastern Time, Off the Ropes from 2 to 4. If you like SiriusXM, you're driving around in your car or on the app, and you can also catch Coach and Bro on demand. If you want to win a free piece of merch, because Coach's Challenge, technically I didn't win it, won the bet, so I've got a giveaway, and hashtag Eagles if you want to be on the Wheel of Doom at the end of the show. Put that into the chat. All right, it's never too early to start looking ahead. Week 11 in the NFL, and we like to call it kicking it off. Here for this one, and gentlemen, we're going to start with a big one out west. And the NFC West is an absolute dogfight. And we start at the top. 2 7-2 teams, Mikey. We're talking about the Seahawks. We're talking about the Rams. Both teams scored north of 40 last week, so they are firing on all cylinders. The Rams are the home team. This is a 4:05 start on Sunday. They're favored by 2.5. Your initial take?
First and foremost, this is the best game on paper of this entire week. Both teams have great defenses. The Seahawks defense helped them reach their team total over by the beginning of the second quarter with 2 defensive touchdowns. I'm really excited. This will be the test for Matthew Stafford to find out where he lies in this MVP race. I like the Rams in this one. I like them with the points, and I do believe this will be an over game as well.
It's such a tough one, though, Peyton, because the Seahawks, they're a really good road team right now. A really good road team, and they have shown that nobody can guard their number one. Can the Rams cover Jackson, as I like to call him?
Well, yeah, this is going to be a great game on both sides. Both these guys have won 4 straight now. 2 of the hottest teams in football, for sure. And Stafford at home is really hard to go against. He has so many options now, and especially the fact that he has gotten so comfortable throwing to Devontae Adams now. It's so hard to guard these guys on third downs and in the red zone. I really like the Ravens to cover in this spot at home.
Take the betting out of it, Soupy. Just look at what this game means in the whole scheme of things. There's only 3 teams in the entire NFC that have 7 wins. These are 2 of them, and they're in the same division. They're not just playing for the division, Soupy. They're playing for an opportunity to get that coveted number 1 seed bye as well.
And that's going to be the difficult part for them, is that these guys have to play each other twice. Even like the Seahawks have to play the 49ers. The Eagles, they don't have to play anybody in the NFC except the NFC East, where they can just trounce everybody in that division because it's a dumpster fire. This is the game on paper, but I love the Rams right now. It took a little time for Devontae Adams and Matthew Stafford to get that connection, but it's there now with Puka Nacua. I just think they're a better team right now than the Seahawks.
Blessing in disguise. Puka gets hurt. It's taken out of a couple of games, and they had to find other guys. They still won those games. Now he's back, and you got all of your weapons at your disposal. It feels like an over game. It really feels like an over game at that total at 48.5. All right, game number 2, we're going to stay in that division because the 49ers still a cachet. They're still a brand. They're still very much alive for a wild card spot. They're taking on the Cardinals. Who are the Cardinals? Are they the team that went into Dallas and played really good football with Jacoby Brissett as a starter? Then they put Kyler Murray on the IR, and then they go lay an egg in Seattle. Who are they really? Well, the 49ers, who are they, Mikey? They're 6-4, and they got blown the F out by the Rams last week. Where do we go here?
Well, message to the 49ers, Christian McCaffrey is on your team, and you can give him touches, but in order to win games, you need to score points, so maybe give him more opportunities to find the end zone. Mac Jones was a nice story to begin the season. Go to your bell cow, go to Christian McCaffrey. This should be a walk in the park for San Francisco, but maybe Jacoby Brissett finds the fountain of youth once again.
I mean, he could. I mean, Peyton, this is a home game. They've shown they can step up. It wouldn't surprise me if this could be our dog of the day on Sunday.
Yeah, Cardinals look so good against Seattle. It's hard not to take them here. They sucked. They were so bad. Oh my God. Christian McCaffrey, he's on the Niners side of things, though. I mean, they're just trying to give him the ball in open space. Him getting so many receptions, he's got 8 receptions last game. They're just trying to give him the ball in open space, and they're just trying to find different ways, but it's not working right now for the 49ers. But against the Cardinals team, you're hoping they could do that. And with the spread only at 2.5, I think they do. I would take the Niners to cover.
Here's the issue, guys. I'm never going to play the Cardinals, but I don't know, Peyton, if I could play the 49ers. The problem is when you pay your quarterback the bag, and then it takes away players from other parts of your team, right? Well, Brock Purdy just got his bag, and he's not playing. So now you run into what every team does when the quarterback takes every last dime, Soupy, that they can get at $50 million plus. I think his number is 45 or 46, something like that. And so they don't have the weapons or the depth they had before because he's taken up 2 spots. Your thoughts?
Yeah, this team is just not as strong as they've been in previous years. They played well. They got acclimated with Mac Jones in that lineup, but now teams are seeing the tape and they're playing to it. You're talking about giving Christian McCaffrey the ball. They gave him the ball against the Texans, and they did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right now, I just don't trust the 49ers. And I think even going on the road, I don't trust the 49ers. The Cardinals, I think, can play up to the 49ers right now. I will take that 2.5, and that's it. I would even play it up a little bit, but I think the Cardinals can at least cover.
Maybe they're a teaser option. Maybe you take them up to 8.5 because I just don't see them losing by 8.5. But I didn't against Seattle either. So be very, very careful with this one. By the way, guys, isn't it kind of embarrassing when somebody who wants to be your friend is like, man, maybe I can hang out with the cool kids, practically begs you to hang out? Big Cheesy's in the chat. And he just writes that he's going to Poway. And he goes, how far is that from you, Coach? He's always asked to go to my club. JJ's playing 36 holes today because school is out. It's a holiday. So he played at 6:57 this morning. I told him if Big Cheesy shows up, he's not to get a tee time. And now he's begging to come down and hang out. It's embarrassing. Gentlemen, we got breaking news that I will reveal coming up in about 5 minutes. But big things coming out of Dallas, young Peyton. That we'll get to coming up in our D's breaking news in 5 minutes. But let's keep going on with the NFL. And this is another big one. This is going to dictate this weekend what the rest of the year is going to look like in the AFC and also in the AFC West. Mikey, the Chiefs, they have the Broncos twice. They're 5-4. The Broncos are, 7-2? So right now they've got a couple game lead on the Chiefs. That could end very, very quickly. 8-2, excuse me. All these one-score wins like against the Raiders last week, 10-7, ugly on Thursday Night Football. I guess it doesn't matter to the record, but the Broncos right now, I can't trust them. Can you?
Absolutely not. The only good thing about 10-7 is it's better than 6-7. The Chiefs are one of those teams that they benefit from the rest of the division playing. I mean, the Chargers ran through the Steelers, but the Steelers were never as good as we truly thought they were coming off the win over the Colts. So I think the Chiefs got better just by sitting back and letting everyone else beat each other up. I think they will roll here in Denver. I like the over, and I like them to cover as well.
All right, real quick. Which team is favored? Because the graphic says 3.5 on both of them.
It's the Chiefs are favored. My apologies.
The Chiefs are favored on the road. Okay, by 3.5. So young Peyton, the books refuse to give the Broncos their flowers. Home, 8-2, first place, tops in the entire conference, and you're getting 3.5.
I mean, great defense at home, but they couldn't score last week. And this is a Chiefs team that had been questionable all year with different guys being out, and they look so good right now. And they're coming off a bye week. I think that's the biggest thing of the 3.5 here. If they weren't coming off a bye week, the number would be a little lower. But I think I'm going to take the Chiefs to cover here just because they're healthy and ready to go.
I don't like either one of the numbers, and you guys know I'm diehard Chiefs. -200 against a team in their house, Soupy. I can't lay that on the money line. 3.5 when people aren't talking about it. If the Chiefs lose this game, guys, they're 5-5. They'll be in danger of missing the entire playoffs. So this whole, hey, they're playing great football, that's nice. But we're losing way too many games, Soupy, at 5-4. This is a must win.
This is absolutely a must win, and it's a will win. I have been watching the Broncos the last few weeks. I had to watch the Broncos versus the Giants. That was a disaster. But they are playing close games against not that good of teams. And I still think that the Chiefs are the best team in that division. I will take that -3.5 on the road all day with a full Chiefs roster.
Wow. I would definitely buy if I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna buy it down to 3 and probably lay 30 cents, I would guess, depending on your book. But there's no way I'm leaving that hook sitting there to just piss me off when it's 23-20 and we're kneeling it out and I didn't take the push option. All right, the last game that we're going to focus on, and damn it, this is going to be a big one. The Eagles, first place in the NFC East at 7-2. Although last night, offense couldn't do anything against the Packers winning 10-7. Then they welcomed the Lions to town. The Lions, when they're at their best, Mikey, they are fantastic. 30 seconds for you on the Lions and the Eagles.
Fly, Eagles. I have to go back to taking a team in the NFC North as the Bears are tied for first place. So I like the Eagles in this one. Dan Campbell had to take over play calling duties for Detroit, and I like the Eagles to roll in this one.
I'll get back to you in a second. Peyton?
Say what you want about last night's game, lack of offense, how terrible the Eagles looked offensively, but defensively they were great. These guys just find ways to win. And with these games being in Philly, in this one, I'm taking the Eagles to win this game. And with just a 1.5 point spread, I'm going to take them to cover as well.
Okay. Soupy.
The Eagles, they revamped that entire defense. They picked up some guys, and it looked good last night. They got the chemistry going. The Lions, great offense. I think it's worked. But going into Lincoln Financial, I'm always going to take the Eagles.
I'm taking the Lions this time. I can't take the Eagles 2 weeks in a row. But, Mikey, I think everybody just didn't realize what you just did there. You gave out an educated take for a team. You go, so I like the Eagles just because I need the Lions to lose in the NFC North so my Bears could have a magical season. So you're picking with your heart, not your head, and you literally admitted to it on the air, on video. Did you not?
Can't pick scared. In the great words of Kurt Signetti, can't pick scared.
Can't pick scared. Can't pick scared. You're picking with your heart.
My heart's not scared. Neither is my brain.
Line of the week. My heart's not scared. Neither is my brain. What are we doing? Breaking news out of the NBA. There's a job opening around Peyton. We're back. Stadium, Bally Sports Live. All right, we're going to save the breaking news for on the air at Stadium, but it's all over all over. Let me ask you this. When you're a GM in November, I don't even know what question I don't know where I want to go on this one. How about this one? Detroit last night. Did you guys see how many shots Cade Cunningham took?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 I don't know that I've ever seen somebody take, since Michael Jordan, 46 points on 45 shots. I almost played their team total over 124, and I didn't. I should have. What did you make of Cade Cunningham? Because I believe, Mikey, yesterday you talked about how good he's become, correct?
DG did, but he has become very good. Let's not give credit to a Carmelo Anthony game. I mean, Knicks fans saw that for years. Carmelo Anthony would have 30 points on 57 shots. Like, relax. That's not a good field goal percentage. Good performance, but at the end of the day, not great.
Wow. Peyton, we're talking, he was 14 of 45. He missed 31 shots, made 16 free throws, and still scored 46. That's a lot of shots to miss.
That was awfully close to my field goal percentage in the arena the other night. I just cut the,
Wait, you edited those shots? No.
What? No. Literally about after those those were my first 2 shots. Then after that, I missed like literally 12.
You gassed out. You gassed out.
Coach, that shows though how bad the Wizards defense is, because he also had 11 assists. So he's putting up 40 something shots and he still had 11 assists and a triple double. That's like no defense whatsoever.
10 seconds, Soupy.
And that looked like a late Kobe game when he was on those terrible Lakers teams and he was chucking up 35, 40 field goals a game, but still scoring like 30, 40 points a game. Hey, good to keep coming.
Hey, you do you, boo. You do you. 44 minutes. All right, our breaking news coming up right now. We're back live in 5 seconds. Well, you kind of had the feeling that last year when the Dallas Mavericks decided that they were going to send Luka, their franchise player, arguably the best player in the history of their franchise, the same man who just bought a $15 million mansion to make his home in Dallas, to take away the super max from him and make potentially $90 million a year in a couple of years. And Nico Harrison, he was the guy who did it. Let's bring my guys back on, because just moments ago, the Dallas Mavericks, after another lackluster performance last night, Mikey, Nico Harrison, he gone. No longer the GM of the Dallas Mavericks, and you can't say he didn't do it to himself. Your thoughts?
He absolutely did it to himself. He tried to trade for a guy who was his friend in Anthony Davis. Here's the good news for where you're at, young Peyton. A lot of tears were shed when Luka got traded. Even more tears are going to be shed today. Tears of joy. Nico's out. He deserves it.
I don't know that I've ever seen a story that has maintained and gotten worse. I think if Cooper Flagg comes out and they win 8 of their first 10, he's playing great. I don't think this is an issue. But Peyton, that's not what's happening. And so those fire Nico chants getting louder and louder and louder, and now it pays off for the fans.
Well, now I personally just feel terrible, because when PJ Washington was at the free throw line last night, I started those chants, all of them. But I mean, I got home late last night, American Airlines Center. Mavs dropped another one to the Bucks, right? Antetokounmpo didn't even play, but his brother Giannis actually had a great game. Maybe 3 of the best dunks I've ever seen from Giannis. He was hitting threes. And here we are in the middle of November, right? They come home after a loss and experiencing it, seeing the fans walking out of the stadium. It's just in your ears the whole time. Fire Nico, and fans are literally just having conversations with themselves like, did he really trade Luka last season? Like, could we really just be watching Luka against Giannis tonight if he didn't make that trade? It's just so awful that he made that trade last year.
Well, at least Cooper Flagg had 26, 9, and 4 on Nico's way out the door, and he will get his salary, but it's not millions and millions and millions like it was for the other coaches. Soupy, I don't think I've ever seen a situation such as this where a GM almost fires himself, tries to outsmart himself trading for a player that's never been able to stay on the court in Anthony Davis. This had disaster written all over it. I also don't think it helps that Luka is off to a fantastic start and the Lakers are off to a great start without LeBron.
That becomes a problem when you have these GMs, these executives who do think they're the smartest person in the room and don't take advice from other people. And that was the type of thing he did with trading Luka, not just one of the best players in the game, but one of the biggest fan favorites since Dirk Nowitzki. How do you do that? Just because you didn't want to pay him the supermax? And look what happened. They did play well towards the end of last season. I think that kept his job going into this year. But with how disastrous this year started, yeah, there was no choice. You had to let him go.
What do they do here when they bring in their new guy, Mikey? What can the Dallas Mavericks do? Because they're in the Western Conference where there's at least 7 or 8 teams that are just head and shoulders above them right now.
Whoever they bring in, it's a closed-door meeting with Jason Kidd and Cooper Flagg. You guys are the future. I know the Kidd just got a contract extension. Anthony Davis, I don't think he's played in 25% of the games he's been in since getting traded to Dallas. Kyrie Irving's out with a torn ACL. You look at Cooper Flagg and you go, you've got to cover the other guy's mistakes. So it's Cooper Flagg, it's Jason Kidd. They'll rebuild this franchise. You got to start looking to offload Kyrie and AD in the future.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is if they can keep it around 500 until Kyrie comes back in February, they're hoping, then I think they can be a playoff team. If they're so far back when he comes back, they may just sit him for the whole year. I don't know. But he's getting up there in age. I doubt he wants to sit out the entire year if he could play for 2 or 2.5 months. We will see. Gentlemen, thank you very much. All right, we're going to have a really good day today. I'm never going to stop the grind, and neither is the rest of our team. There's never been a more difficult year for picks, but we got you in the morning and we got you premium pop-up tonight. But right now, we got to focus. We got to lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less. Just 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. Young Peyton, start us off.
Yeah, I'm taking the Ducks to cover the puck line at +1.5 tonight. I would also sprinkle them a little bit on the money line at +185 because they've won not 6 but 7 straight games. They're getting the best team in hockey the last 2 weeks. And give me the over in Utah as the Jazz host the Pacers. Games in Utah this year are averaging 250 points per game. Total tonight is just 230.5. Give me the over.
Boy, that's a discount. An absolute discount. Let's go next door. Mikey P, you're up.
Give me Ohio on the money line. They got us last week. We're going back to the well with them this week. And then the Nuggets -8.5 against the Sacramento Kings. I think the Nuggets roll in Sacktown tonight. And then give me Neemias Queta, the Boston Celtics big man, for 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists. His number on points and rebounds is 16.5. So add another category for 1 more point. I like Neemias Queta to go over against the Sixers.
All right, Sloopy, you're up.
Akron -5.5.
No. Go ahead. Sorry.
Akron -5.5. It's going to be cold and rainy for this game. I think it plays well into Akron's game plan. They're going to run Jordan Grant a lot. I expect a big game from him. Maple Leafs Bruins over 6.5. Both these teams cannot defend at all. They've scored 8 in their last game. I expect another big game. Canadians money line the Kings. They've allowed 4 or more goals in 3 of their last 5 games. I expect the Habs to have a big game.
All right, those are our best bets. Of course, there's a lot of you out there that love to live bet, and we're going to have plenty of those tonight, me and Mikey, maybe Raphael on the premium pop-up live. It's a ton of fun. We laugh a lot. We cash a lot of tickets. We always do at least 3 to 5 live tickets. By the way, Big Cheesy says take flag over PRA of at least 25.5 every single time. Young Peyton, you're my Mavericks guy. Is that good advice?
Man, he had a great game last night, and he actually had some great moves when he brought the ball up and he would spin around some defenders. I thought he could handle the ball actually pretty well. I was pretty surprised seeing that in person. So he's going to be the biggest part of their offense this year. He's handling the ball at the top of the key at 7 feet.
All right, very good. By the way, I'm thinking of the atmosphere, Soupy, that you're making us slip into tonight. the Akron game, like last week we had Akron on during the premium. There was about 8 people in the stands. It was super cold. You got the grandma of one of the players that's doing. That's what's going to happen tonight, and we gotta keep it up. So I hate you for that. All right, now I've got to pay it off. I'm a man of my word. So much merch has gone out the door. You see it at the bottom. Those are all the names of people that put hashtag Eagles into our YouTube chat. So producer man is going to spin it. We're going to show an email address. You got to email us. Then we'll email back, and we'll get you right out to you. No questions asked. But you got to be watching live to win. That's our only rule. There it is. Tick, 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 tick. Oh, Big Cheesy's not going to win, or is he coming back around? Oh! Look what happened. What was that? Nonsense McGee, right? Well, guess what? It's karma. Guess what? Nonsense McGee just gave us a super sticker in the chat. And that's good karma. And then he wins a free piece of merch. How about that? That's what happens. Nonsense, you know the drill. You've won before. Email producer man, and he will get you taken care of. Gentlemen, well done today. Really well done. Appreciate you guys. Producer man, you know what time it is. Give me that one shot. It's now time for all of you to go out into the world, for you to be kind to one another. Be nice to each other. And understand, we got a ton more content coming up. Podcasts, Off the Ropes, and also on demand, the Coach and Bro Show. Also, special episode on Wednesday night. Rich Holland, the young man who's been making the rounds. He was on TMZ yesterday. We have him on Wednesday night. Can't wait to talk to him about his situation in the WWE. But in the meantime, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets, courtesy of the 4-letter word club, straight to the pay window. My entire team, damn it, do I love them all. Mikey P, Young Peyton, Sloopy, producer man behind the scenes, and I am simply the coach. Trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about every single day. It's Coach and Company on Stadium and Valley Sports Live. Have a great day.